what's up, everybody? Welcome. College Basketball DFS pre-lock live for Tuesday night. Pete Cole here. I got actually another guest host. So I'm not solo tonight. Riley Drexler is with us, one of our writers, one of our coaches for your Fielder's Choice, our main soccer guy. What's up, my man?
Hey, Pete, how's it going? Not much. Like I said, college football season over, so now we're fully basketball, and we're excited to go. I think we looking forward to doing a couple more shows all season with you. So we got a really good slate tonight. We were just talking about this pre-show. Lots of good game, lots of opportunity here. I personally I love this slate. One of my favorites, if not the best one all year. So let's get into it.
I think it is. I think it's the best slate of the year. So a lot of stuff going on. But first of all, YourFieldersChoice.com. Check us out. Free Discord. Small sports is our specialty. Like I said, Riley does soccer, especially international soccer is his specialty. We've been crushing in college basketball. We've been taking down some of these jams. College football, we had a bunch of us cashed last night in the national championship. We had a good weekend last weekend. So a lot of good, and even our golf product is really taken off too. We've been crushing showdowns all weekend. So I think every night our cores are hitting, but we're here for college basketball, and it's a big night. The Mania starts tonight. This one, the first Qs. We got a $50 Q, $250 Q. I got a couple in the 50. So really good GBPs, 444. We got 100. So a lot going on tonight, and it's an awesome slate. First of all, we have one cancellation now. The Providence Creighton game is canceled. That's actually the last. It was scheduled to be the last game of the night at 9 p.m. So that was only two 9 p.m.ers. So that is canceled. Now we're down to, I think, 9 games tonight. And there's a lot to get through. So, I mean, we could sit here and talk all night about this slate and really get into it, but we only have an hour. So we're going to go kind of quickly. We're going to base it off of DFS, pretty much our top plays. We're going to go through each game, give our top plays for each game, our top GPPs. At the end, we'll give our core. Riley's also a betting guy. So, Riley, if you see any spots for any betting, if we see any movements, let us know. Also, if any news pops up, because actually we're waiting on, it seems to me like 3 major news points I'm looking at. First of all is Sabir Wheeler coming back for Kentucky, which is going to be kind of key, because if he is, it's going to downgrade Ty and Devion Mintz. Also, who else we got? I know I just drew a complete blank on. Kevin McCullough for Texas Tech. If he is out, we got a couple of decent plays that could pop in. I just noticed MSS, Santos Silva, only like $3,300. And then Jarkel Joyner for Ole Miss. If Joyner's out, we got a couple good values we could talk about. So Joyner, Wheeler, and McCullough are 3 names you want to watch before locks. So if any of you guys that are watching this, see any news, just if you can, throw in the YouTube chat. Any questions, throw in the YouTube chat. Or if you're in our Discord, go to our general room and ask the questions there. If not, let's go with the first game. And I'm just going to I guess the order we're going to go on first is Vanderbilt, Kentucky. So we'll get the Wheeler news hopefully before lock. We should. So take a team, Vanderbilt, Kentucky. It's up to you, Riley.
This game, I mean, it's got a high total, and I think the way Vanderbilt's been playing, which is decent, a little pacey, I think this might appeal. But man, I'm struggling with this one. I don't see Vanderbilt doing too much on offense here. I do like Kentucky's defense quite a bit. So, I mean, I'll look at Vanderbilt here. I think one guy, I know that I've seen you've been playing him a lot. I've been playing him a lot too. And that's on Vanderbilt. That's Stute. His price though, is little, 5.3K. He's been like in the low 4s. So I think the price getting a little adjusted here. But I mean, he had a really solid outing last Saturday. He helped me out quite a bit. Was able to get my cash light in. He had 29 last time out against South Carolina. Scored 19. He's really providing a nice scoring output. So I still think I still think 5.3K for the amount that he's playing. Really, Vanderbilt. You got Pippen, and then you got Wright, and then you got Stute right now that's scoring for them. So he also can do a little bit, rebounding. But yeah, I'm not really sure about Vanderbilt here. What do you think?
No, I agree. And we were all on Stute last couple of games, and he had a big game Saturday until he got into foul trouble. Still a decent game. The one thing we do want to pay attention with Stu is Jermaine Mann's back. So I think that's going to cut into a little bit of Stu's usage. So he's not going to get that minutes he has. So, he's not going to be like we played him on Saturday. He's still he's also 5'3". So to me, GBP play. Pippen really disappointed me on Saturday. I had a rocking lineup in the main, and Pippen just brought it down. Turnovers, right? Like crazy. Right now I may have him if I'm making like 3 main lineups. I like to play like a 33, then a second 33 that comes out, and like a 50. I may have him just because I think he's gonna be lower owned. Yeah. But still, he's the guy. His shot rate will take a little bit of a hit with man back, but Pippen's still the guy, and Pippen can still blow up this slate. So these are all GBP plays, definitely, and that's it. I'm not. If anything, I'd be touching Pittman. Kentucky, it's all about Oscar T. This guy's an animal, man, and to me, I made my core up, but I made like JFL or Oscar T. And I think I'm going to have Oscar T in my main lineup. This dude's got a 58% combined rebounding rate, 36% defense, 22% offensive rate. And that's the other thing of Vanderbilt because there's not going to be too many second shots. You know what I mean? So they can take one shot and Oscar T is going to grab the ball. So I think Oscar T is a core play. Do you have to play him? No, he's not a must play because he can get in foul trouble. And if he gets in foul trouble, you're kind of screwed. But I think he's going to be in my main lineup. He's probably the top overall play in the slate. And then it goes to, for me, I like Mintz at 4-4. If Wheeler's out, I think Mintz becomes a really good value play. He had a good game on Saturday. If Wheeler's in, then Mintz is, as we forget about Mintz, and then Ty. He has 17 assists Saturday, 17 assists, 17 points. Is he going to have that again? No. But if Wheeler is out, I just don't like Ty's price. If Wheeler's out, he does become the conversation, but I think either way he's a GBP play for me. He looked good at point guard with Severe out, but I don't know. I'm not paying 8,200 for Ty tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree with you with Oscar T. I think last week we kind of had, we basically had the same situation. You have Cockburn and Oscar T on the same lineup. Yep. And last week we went with Cockburn, and that was a success. I think he outscored him by 20 or something. It was a good pick by us there. And I think tonight, I'm going to have to roll with Oscar T here in that, basically same situation. I think he's going to have a huge game here. Vanderbilt.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't really know what they got inside here. They got Brown, but he's nothing special to me. I think he's going to have a big game here. And, one thing to notice too, there's going to be a lot of Kentucky fans in Nashville at this game. So should be, I think they're going to want to put it, they usually, like to put on a performance here. So yeah, really, honestly, outside of him though, that their team is so tough to figure out. I struggle really landing on anyone. So yeah, I'm just going to roll with Oscar T here.
I agree. And I didn't even give the over under, but the over under is right now the latest I have is 145. 145 Kentucky 8.5 point favorite. So pretty much all GBP plays unless Oscar T for DFS. Next game we got is Texas Tech and Baylor. We got this, to me, is more of a great game to watch. Great game and great real game, not a great DFS type game. 135 total, pretty low. Baylor's number 1, Ken Pom. Texas Tech is number 18 ranked, Ken Pom. Two really good teams though. But what do you want? You want Baylor or Texas Tech? There's not that much for DFS here. But anybody you really jumping out to you right now? And this is though one of the games we got to watch on the Tech side, right, with McCullers. If McCullers is playing or not, which I don't think he is.
Yeah, so I'll take Texas Tech if you there's really one guy that I'm looking at, and I think a lot of this has to do with the injury situation, but I am looking at Bryson Williams here. 6K. Yep. True. Baylor, obviously, I don't want to critique them too much. They got a lot, and they can do pretty much anything, but I do think that they might be a little vulnerable on the glass, 76 in defensive rebounding. And yeah, I'm basically looking at Williams. He's their best offensive rebounder, their second best defensive rebounder. So I think he has a nice advantage. He's been getting good minutes. He also has a lot more offensive upside than a couple other guys.
good usage
that I was
too.
looking at in this situation. Yeah, so 6K, I think to me though, probably just a GBP leverage play because I'd be worried about Texas Tech getting run out of the building here just because they obviously had a huge win on Saturday over Kansas. Is this just a complete spot, where they're down 10 at first half and they just kind of pack it in? I don't know, but I do like his price, and I think if this game is close and kind of ugly, I think he can have a big game getting those rebounds inside.
And the more you're talking about it, the more, because you look at that pricing tonight, I kept finding myself in no man's land around 7K, where there wasn't that much between like 6.5 and 7. There wasn't that much I like. But Williams at 6K, his last two games, he got like a 34% shot rate, man. So
yeah,
we gave UTEP. So this could be a really sneaky play. I think he's going to be coming a little bit lower owned than people think. So Good call on Bryson Williams. And this is what I brought up is Marco Santos Silva, who seems like I've been playing this guy for years when he's in Rhode Island. He's only like 30. I think it's what Santos Silva, $3,300. The problem is he comes in, he's in foul trouble the first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes he's in there.
Yeah, he's a tough.
3,300, I guess, and play for GPPs. I mean, he's put up 15 and 22 DKs over his last two games. So, I mean, y'all know the guy can rebound. Yeah. So he's in he's played. I mean, Kevin Obenar, we all know about him though, but you just can't mess with these rotations. But there is a value play here, especially if McCullough and Shannon are out. Is Clarence Noldy at 4.2? I mean, now his last two games, now he's played over 30 minutes. Yeah, and against Kansas, 35 minutes, 27 DK. Against Iowa State, 36 minutes, 25 DK. So definitely in play, I guess, at 4.2. It's just, I don't like messing with, my thing is I don't like messing with Baylor. So, to me, these guys are all mostly GDP plays as we know how good Baylor is. But definitely you see a guy at 4.2 playing 30 minutes a game, putting up 25 DK points a game. You got to be part of the conversation. If you're down that low, you need somebody. I guess you can play him in cash really at that price.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's definitely something you got to watch, and that's why you make sure you're on Discord because this injury, this is probably might be the biggest injury news of the night.
Yeah, so we might be able to get some value out of here, and this is a 7:00 game, right? So we should be able to get some news on this one before start. Hopefully, next team, Baylor GVP plays.
Flagler. Yeah, I landed on Flagler. I kind of like what he does off the ball. One thing I am a little worried about too with Baylor is Texas Tech is one of the best teams at turning you over, and you could also say the same about Baylor here too. But yeah, I like Flagler. He's probably
not a bad call.
He's he controls the ball pretty well. He's decent steals, but I like his assist rate. Obviously, I think Aquino, Aquino's he's going to be a chalk play, but I kind of like Flagler a little pivot off there. This game, the over under I think 131.5. So but Baylor, they really have been scoring, but I kind of think back to when they played Villanova, basically a similar situation, similar style team to Texas Tech in terms of pace and kind of defensive and offensive metrics. And that game was like 45-30. So you're going to see a similar game script here? Possibly. So probably. This might be a game. Yeah, this might be a game that I think Baylor wins comfortably, but one that we don't get a lot of fantasy value out of.
Outside thing of Flagler, though,
Flagler,
we're going to get 30 minutes out of him. That's one good thing. So
yeah,
I look at the 30s. I look at 30 minutes, and if I see somebody with over 30% usage or 30% shot rate, usually they're my main lineup. But Flagler, Flagler's going to play with GVPs probably. Kendall Brown, another one at 5,900, especially. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but we're pretty well sure that Sochan's going to be out. So Kendall Brown's kind of a sneaky play because his role is growing as the season goes on. He's a really talented kid. So GVPs, you make him, 6-7 lineups. You can throw Kendall Brown in there definitely 5,900. He can get a little bit of run tonight.
Yeah, no, I like that.
All right, next game we got Depaul at Marquette, 147 over under. Not too bad. This is like more. I think it's like the fifth highest scoring game of the slate. Marquette a 6.5-point favorite. We got pretty much like two teams going two different directions right now. Marquette's 51 ranked, but Ken Palm Depaul I think is 108, 107, 108 ranked. Marquette has looked really good. I'll just take Depaul quick. JFL, I'm all over JFL. To me, I'm making two lineups. He's one of my lineups. So I can't play him, Kofi, and Oscar T together, obviously, but I'm going to probably play Oscar in one and JFL in my other, because right now, I mean, holy crap, JFL has been he's a bomber. He's the whole team. He scored over half of their points, more than half the points against Depaul. He's definitely can get 50 DK points easy. He's got a 30% shot rate. Last five assist rate of 33% usage, 18.8% assist rate. JFL to me is a definite core play, or like an alternate type core play. So like him. David Jones, I always like David Jones, also 8-2. His rates are, he's a wing, great. Anybody else there, I think for DFS purposes, Jalen Terry. If you're, I actually made I actually stacked this game one GBP at 15 down. I actually put Terry in that, so GBP play only, and I guess just Brandon Johnson if you want some rebounds. But it's all about JFL for cash, and then everybody, David Jones possibly. But then you get, a guy like Brandon Jones, Jalen Terry for GBPs.
Yeah, and another one. Speaking of just rebounding, I mean, this guy he's been very bad lately, so it's tough to swallow. But I'm looking at Nick on Genda. He's 5.1K or 5.2K, excuse me. He's usually one of their better rebounders. He's, like I said, he has struggled a lot. I mean, he had 7 against Villanova, 14 against St. John's, but he had 30 against Providence and 15 against Butler, so it's not out of whack to think that I think he can get 25 here with a good rebounding performance. This is basically like Pete. I know you just mentioned this is a good stack game, obviously. So if you're looking to get a stack, and everyone's obviously going to have JFL in here in their stack if they're stacking this game, that's maybe a piece you can get a little leverage on. Yeah, it's tough to swallow, but a lot of times when you're trying to win. If you're trying to win a big contest like that, you gotta make a bold stand somewhere. So, is he someone that can do that? Yeah, but it's very risky.
Oh, very. But hey, that's how you also win GBPs too. So
yeah, exactly.
On the Marquette side, I mean, tough team. I don't see too much here for. Oh no, well there is one play I guess for your cash lines. But first, Justin Lewis, he's at 9-2. This is the funny because Justin Lewis's rates went up. I mean, his price rose to 9,200. Last game, he had a bad game last game also because he had those two quick fouls, and then he seemed like he sat a lot. But
they won like
Lewis,
30.
Right, so they didn't really need him. That was the Georgetown game, right? So, but here's a guy that's been pretty much at a floor of 28 to 30. I'm looking pretty much all season, especially since the Wisconsin game and a couple games in the 40s. I just think $9,200 is a little bit too much for me to pay. GBP, yeah. But I'm not going to swallow $9,200 on Justin Lewis night, though, even though it is a pace-up game. Alave Mexic's Prosper OMP is, to me, the top value on the slate at $3,800. He's pretty much in every one of my lineups or cash lineups. I think he's a lock. You can play him at guard or forward. Yeah, he's definitely a core play. Since he cracked the lineup in the UConn game, he's been, 4 games, 26 DK, 17, 25, and 34. I mean, tough matchup, but still way too cheap for this kid. I'm locked him in cash. He's probably my number one person I'm putting in. That's how you're going to get guys like Oscar T, Kofi, or JFL in your lineup.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, you can tell, obviously, he's really obviously Smart is really starting to trust him, and he's it's just a completely different player these last few games. So you really can't ignore him. I think he's a really good player. I've watched, like I said, I'm a Wisconsin fan, but I do have a little spot for Marquette being from Wisconsin. So I do watch quite a few of their games. I do.
What's your thought on this Kolek kid?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Like this Kolek kid. What's your thoughts on him? I just think that price is a little bit high.
Yeah, the two expensive guys. Do you really trust paying up for them? I think when you're paying up for someone, especially with those two, you really you got to see something first. And, I think they're both really good players. If they were 6'8" in the 600s, or 6,000s, yeah, I'd be all over it. But I really don't like the price. I do. There is a few other players I like here. I do like, Kerr Kuath. I might be pronouncing that wrong. He's 5.6K. His minutes are going to be a little restricted, 21, 19, 17. He's basically, he's going to get 20 minutes game. But I really do like what he does, especially on the boards. I think you're starting to see a pattern. I love guys that are getting rebounds. And he is, he's one of the better ones on the team, if not the best.
Yep.
He's also, here's another stat I love, blocks. He's top in block rates. Depaul, obviously they have JFL, but I think he can clean up getting some blocks. I mean, I'm thinking maybe like 3 or 4 blocks tonight. This guy's a monster getting blocks. So definitely someone I really like, minutes limited. So tread carefully, but yeah, I think, if you look at some of his gang logs, I mean, he had 7 blocks against Providence and he had 30.
Yeah.
So
15.6% block rate. So you can't really go wrong. What is Kuat is 56. It's just,
he's averaging
price, man. Look at, I mean,
he's
last
averaging
2 games though.
3 blocks a game. That's and
he's,
yeah. And I mean, he had 5 against UCLA. So, when it's not like he has 10 against, UW Milwaukee or something like that. This guy, he's a presence inside. So definitely someone I'm going to be playing, especially in a game, high tempo, lots of cheap layups going around. I really think he could have a monster game here. So definitely one of my favorite GPP plays on the slate.
Good call. We do have some news though. Thanks to one of our Discord guys, Duck just posted it. So it looks like Wheeler is not dressed or warming up for Kentucky. So just going back to that game, to me, it definitely upgrades Ty. I still think Ty is a GBP play, but it makes him a great GBP play. We saw the 17 assists, 17 points last game. And Davion Mintz, I think, now starts becoming in very serious cash talk territory. What's Mintz at 4.4? Should see 30 minutes again. And now if Sabir's out, so but he's still got. It's nothing's confirmed. But if he's not dressed or warming up, obviously it's not good. So upgrade Mintz, upgrade Ty in that Kentucky game. Ty cat and GDP. I think Mintz cash. All right, sorry about that. Next game we have. I don't see anybody else from Marquette. The main player I think is OMP. He should be in your cash lineups because of the price. JFL other side cash lineup / GDP could be a core play. Iowa State, Kansas, another one of these probably more of a game, a real life game, I guess. Kansas 13-point favorite, 139.5 total. Kansas number 4 ranked in Ken Palm. Iowa State 38. I see one player I'm looking at possibly in my cash lineups in there. So I'll hit Kansas first because I want to talk about Jaylen Wilson. Jaylen Wilson, I've been burned by Wilson probably more than he's helped me actually the last 2 years. But this kid is so uber talented. I mean, the kid is great rebounder. Is obviously I've always said there's more going on there. Why he's not playing, who knows? Is he a head case? I don't know. But when he's in there, plays great. Played Saturday, great game. Finally got a start. Played I think 32 minutes. Put up 30 DK points. Let me see. We only had 2 rebounds on Saturday. 15 rebounds in Oklahoma, and that's pretty much I guess why he started because he came off the bench at Oklahoma State, pulled down 15 boards, and didn't even only pull down 2 boards at starting, but still put up 3 DK points. So it's an 8:00 game though. If I know Jaylen Wilson starting tonight, he's probably going to be in my main lineup. I'm not sure what the ownership's going to look like there, but I like him a lot. I'm hoping it might be a sneaky play, but I'm all on Wilson. Everybody else in this game is definitely GVPs. Christian Brown's GVP play. I love the kid. One of my favorite players in college. He's up to 8.9, and now Agbaji is now below Braun. He is 8.4, but Agbaji's only GVP play. I'm not paying 8.4 for Agbaji. And then every now and then you have the Dickie McCormick game. So where he can where Big Dick can come in and he has that like once every 2 or 3 weeks. He has a big game, but I'm all over Jaylen Wilson as long as he's starting. If he's not starting, he's not in my lineup.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a tough game for me. Especially from a betting side. I was really looking to get Kansas here, but 13 is a very big number. I think I've mentioned this in the past too. Kansas, to me, the schedule, it really wasn't the best. And when they stepped up, I wasn't always impressed. I think that kind of reared its head against Texas Tech. I watched that game in entirety, and I don't know, something looks off. It's just, I think this team is very talented. Just something looks a little off to me. But yeah, going back to what you said, Braun. I mean, he's really taken over this team, and I memean, he has some incredible performances. The price is definitely getting very, very expensive. So yeah, I think I'll play a little bit. It's very tough to kind of get to that number at 8.9K, especially when you got people that are you got people like Cockburn and Oscar T and different things like that. I'm going to look at Light. Yeah, I am going to look at Lightfoot here at 4.3K. He is basically taken over the starting role at center. I mean, the minutes between him and McCormick really haven't changed. He's getting 20, 15 minutes. I'm going to take a look at him. Definitely checking starting lineups. I mean, he had an awful game last time, 1.0. So, be careful. But if you're looking for someone off a bounce, I think he can have a little bit of a bounce back spot as long as his minutes are okay starting. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I think he's very cheap at the price, and he does have some potential. Just definitely GBP play. In the most part, I'm going to stay away from this game just because, like I said, I don't really trust Kansas right now, and I was going to take them on the spread. 13 to me is just a humongous number. I cannot take that. And Iowa State too. I mean, I've had some problems with Iowa State in the past too. They're just, are you going to pay up for Brockington here against Kansas, who's pretty solid defensively? No, I don't think so. The one guy I was really looking at here is Alige Kunk. He is 3.8K. This would be just a tip, basically just a value punt here, looking to get some salary relief. His minutes are good, decent rebounder here.
They are actually.
Decent assist guy, decent blocks. I mean, he just does a little bit of everything. He's not really. Do I expect him to have 30, 40? No, but I think if he has a good game, I think he can get 20, 25 at
20.
Which at 3.8K. Yeah, if you can give me 20, sign me up.
That's why I like having you on the show, because you come up with some of these plays that I never even thought of. But this, it's not a bad. I mean, now we're only talking GBP here. Especially if you're multi-entering, you're one of these guys making, playing 20 laps and playing 150. Nothing wrong with that 3.8, especially when the kid's putting in 20 last two games, 21 minutes, 25.
Exactly.
The Texas Tech game, 19 DK points. So, and Texas Tech's had a pushover defense. So that's not a bad call, especially for guys multi-entering. So once again, we're not playing this guy in cash. But Jay Kearney saying mid-season, I'm thinking that too. I got to go with my lamps, though. I don't want to play mints, but I may have to. Anybody else on this? We all know George Condit. He could blow the slate up. We all know, he's GPP boomer bust only. But especially if you're making a bunch of lineups, get Condit in something. It's only 3,900. We've seen Condit take over slates before. Brock's too expensive at 8.8. Remember, Iowa State's kind of hit a little wall. They started out 12-0. Now they lost 2 of the last 3.
Yeah.
And Tyrese Hunter. I think Tyrese Hunter, 5.3. He hit that little freshman wall too, I think. I still think he's a decent cash play tonight. He's got a floor. But, man, I don't know if I want this freshman going into fog tonight. And Lord knows what can happen. He's a talented kid. He's great. You can play him in cash, no problem with it. But I wouldn't be playing him in too many GDPs expecting to get 28, 30 DK points out of the kid. And hey, mate, the kid's a talent. But I would just temper my expectations the first time the kid goes in the fog.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. All right, moving on. The game me and you were talking about earlier, my Hurricanes. Florida State battle for it tonight. Florida State's a 6.5-point favorite, 148. Nice healthy total. Miami's 82 ranked Ken Pom, Florida State 46. And the Hurricanes, man, what are they, 4-0 in ACC, 5-0? And they're playing out of their asses. I do see this as a letdown game tonight, possibly against Florida State. I see Florida State winning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Florida State because I'm really interested in 2 players. And then we can talk about Charlie Moore and stuff. But Kayla Mills, I'm a huge Kayla Mills guy, and 6'7" tonight. That's his price. He is definitely now, and I love to see it. And usually on the Leonard Hamilton team, you got these guys that, we've seen it with Barnes. These guys would pass. They play 25 minutes. They play 20. Next game, they're playing 30. Well, I mean, really, Mills is really solidified. I mean, he's the alpha of this team. He's playing 27-plus minutes, 27% usage last 5, 27.7 shot rate, leads the team in scoring. And this is one of the top scoring games of the slate. So I'm all over Caleb Mills tonight. And right now I have Mills penciled in my main lineup. I mean, I could be totally off here, but I have him, and I don't want to get – he having 2 players from this game, but I also like Matt Cleveland. I think Cleveland, the kid's a 6th man, the freshman. This kid's also talented, second highest usage on the team beside Mills. So a lot of people get scared off because he's a 6th man. He doesn't start, but he's by far, you can tell, he's the second best player on this team. And I think I may end up having 2 guys from Florida State in my main lineup. And I don't think I've ever done that in DFS, especially when you mess with Leonard Hamilton. He'll probably burn me. But really, I love this price on this Cleveland kid. I think he's a talent. And I may end up playing both of them. So definitely Mills. I've had a gut feeling on Mills all day. I just know if I get off him and he goes berserk. He did that Saturday. He had like 30 DK points in the first half. He ended up like 35. But I'm all over Mills tonight. And I think Miami is ready for a beatdown and may come tonight. So what's your thoughts on Miami or anything else on Florida State?
Yeah, no, I just want to reinforce Cleveland. Definitely one of my favorite plays of the night. I mean, you can see it. I've watched a couple of Florida State games. You can just see how he's really kind of gelling into this team and the role he's carving out. You can tell he's really starting to take that next step. And I think, 4.6K, I think discount, because I think we're going to look 2 weeks. If you look 2 weeks in the future, I think he'll be like in the 6K range. So I think we have to get you basically, I think this is the time to get him. And I'm definitely going to play him here at 4.6K. A couple other guys looked at Anthony Polite. He is a little more expensive, 6.6K. To me, this is going to be a little bit more, I really think with Florida State, there's so many different ways to go. I mean, but I'm looking at Polite's game log. He's kind of the leader of this team, reading some articles, looking into, just kind of went out doing some preseason research. I think he's the voice of this team, and he's really, really starting to improve. And he, what he's doing really well is rebounding. He's also kind of distributing the ball a little bit too. So I like him. He's just kind of a jack of all trades guy. And Miami, the way that they play, if you watched him recently, we actually were talking about this before the show. They've scored 80, 82, 91, and I think another 80. So, I mean, this team is really pushing the pace. So this is a perfect game for a guy like Polite, who, he's 6'6", he's versatile. I think he can do it all. I really love him in this spot. I also think you have to look at Osborne, too, for Florida State, just because of the rebounding mismatch. Miami, 264th in defensive rebounding rate, 298th in offensive rebounding rate. Osborne's the best rebounder. Pretty simple there. Take a look. He's a little expensive, but his usage might get down a little bit in kind of a faster game like this. On the Miami side, to me, it really just came down to McGusty or Wong. I guess I'm going to look at Wong just because of the price, but you can't argue with McGusty. You can tell he's just kind of he's in his zone right now, and he's playing really well. Is this a game where he can put up 40 for sure? But the price to me is a little bit a little tough to get to.
And I've been playing either McGusty or Wong. It seems like a lot this year. And or if they're on like off slates, to me they're all GVP plays tonight. Definitely though McGusty 9K, but hey, he's deserved it though. I mean, he's put up those numbers this year. Wong, we used him. It was like last Tuesday or Wednesday night, and he had a really bad game. Still ended up like mid-20s. One play I like, Jordan Miller, a 6,200. I think Miller's a really solid player, 62. He could be definitely a cash play. Got the minutes there. And the guy I mentioned, Charlie Moore. We're talking about him off the show. Moore is now, he's not going to get 7 steals like he had last game. He's hot right now. He's one of the hottest players probably in the nation right now shooting. He's shooting lights out, but that could stop anytime now. You want to make a G. He's probably a little bit more popular, I think, because he has been playing so well. But you want to make a GDP play. I mean, more. He could have one more big game, so he can throw more in there also. But to all these Miami guys, to me, are all GDP plays. But you can definitely, game stack this with Wong McGusty. We'll see him over Kayla Mills, Cleveland. I like your play call. But when I got play only $100 less than Mills, I'm going Mills. That's just me personally. But that is that's the Miami game. The next game we have after that is Mississippi, Texas A&M. This is kind of a crappy. I don't have much here. All 134.5 total. A&M is 4.5 point favorites. Do you have anybody from this game right now that oh no, I have one. Do you have anybody? I have one player, but I'll let you go first. Do you have anybody?
Yeah, I got two guys. I got one from each team. This guy, I think a little bit of a mystery on Mississippi is Deshaun Ruffin. He is a freshman.
Oh, I didn't even think about Ruffin. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, he hasn't played much this season, but when he has played, he's playing a lot of minutes. And he's getting high usage.
High usage.
Yeah,
like
he's 40%. A very high player. Yeah, he's a very good player. And he's 5.5K. I mean, I'm going to check starting lineups, but if he's in the starting lineup, I think I'm going to play a decent amount of him. I really like the price there. So.
Definitely. Good call. I missed out on that one. He could be my main lineup actually with that price and that usage as long as he starts.
Yeah.
Next, who else you got?
On A&M, I'm looking at Coleman too, 5.1K.
Okay.
He's done past two games. He had 30 and 42 his past two games. He's really their main rebounder, and Mississippi not really a good rebounding team to me. So yeah, that's it's as simple as that. I think he's cheap price. He's been dominating boards. Yeah, let's go 5.1K. I'll take it.
My problem though with Coleman is the fouls though. I mean he'll foul somebody check into the game, at the table. So that's my main problem with Coleman. If you didn't have the foul problems, I think Coleman would be one of the top guys on the slate by far. But yeah, I went right over Ruffin. I wrote Ruffin up in my top plays as a top guard at 5.5 because I said the game environment is not good, 134.5. But this dude, when he's on a court, 40% usage of last 5. So and he's not going to be 5.5 for much longer. He's a 6-7K player. And I call it sneaky. Maybe it's not, but tonight he's going to be if I'm making two lineups, he's in my second lineup. Is Boots Radford. Finally, I mean, there's no way his Boots a $4,700 player.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I can't believe he transferred there to become a 24-minute player. But he is, though. The last two games, he is playing more. I think he might have played 30 over the weekend against Arkansas, 32 minutes, 25 DK points. Georgia, he played 24 minutes. I want him in my main lineup. I just think it's risky. I guess I actually quoted my top plays where I said, because if he's back to norm, I mean, he's an excellent rebounding guard. But the game environment is telling me don't play it. My gut is telling me to play him. So probably he'll be on my second, not my main. But I like a lot of Boots Radford tonight, a lot. At 4,700. To me, this is way too cheap for Radford.
Yeah, like you said, kind of an ugly game though. So not really anything I'm looking to get too involved in.
Actually, somebody was just asking us a question, and we're on Texas A&M. And asked us about Taylor. I'm assuming you're talking Wade Taylor. For value. So I just pulled Wade Taylor up. So he's playing 15 to 20 minutes. That's not a bad call there. I mean, Arkansas, he almost had 30 DK points. Arkansas, 11 points. So let's say he's such a stat sheet: 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and then Georgia, he had 25. So yeah, that's not a. If you're multi-entering,
3 points
very low owned. Yeah, very low owned, and he's putting up 10, 11 shots a game. That's a sneaky little call there. Yeah, definitely. That's a good call, Jay Kearney. But so once again, if you're multi-entering, I'm not going to play him on main lineup, but this is how you win GDPs. Guys like that, it gets hot. and throws up 5 through 6 3-pointers and makes 5. After that, as we're starting to wind down, we got to get moving there. Illinois, Nebraska. We have like 4 games left. Illinois is favored by 12.5. Nebraska, to me, is a shit team. They're laying down. They're done. I have no bet on Nebraska. Anything maybe Bryce McGowan's. To me, it's all about Kofi. I don't think you can play anybody in Kofi and Cash. I think it's just him. He's got the huge – Kofi's Kofi. I don't have to talk anybody into him. Right now, he's the best player in the slate, I think, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, this was another – I mean, I'll read you Nebraska's rebounding rates, which, I love. 343rd offensive rebounding rate, 313th defensive rebounding rate. So, like I said, I'll say it again. There's 368 teams in Division I, so that'll tell you what he's going to do. I mean, Minnesota was like 250th is when we were highlighting them. And what did he have? What did he have against Minnesota? He had 57. So I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah, he's like I said, obviously a little biased here, big Wisconsin fan, but I think the national player of the year race, him and Johnny Davis, it's going to be fun to watch, and I cannot wait until they play, because that's going to be it's going to be a huge game. So respect. You got to respect what this guy can do.
He's a 50-point DK player a night, pretty much the last 47, 58, 49. And I remember his first game back. I remember he missed like the first 2 games. It was against Cincinnati, I think it was, and he started out slow, and all I heard about was Kofi, is not ready, blah, blah, blah.
Lazy,
he's a fraud, and he hasn't been below 40. I don't think maybe the Arizona game. That was a tough game, but beside that, I think he hasn't been below 40 DK points. So, Kofi, lock him in. To me, he's the number 1 player to slate. He's my core. My second player on my core is going to be JFL or Oscar. Anybody else? This is a high-paced, high-scoring game environment. I do like Plummer, and Plummer at 6'5", you are seeing he is actually starting to get peripherals now, which is normally Plummer is a 3-point bomber and that's it. But I've always liked Plummer, and I like him more this year, but he's actually scoring. I mean, doing ancillary stats, but GDP only. Maybe some same with Trent Frazier, but that's all these guys you can play GDP is Williams, Grandison, but GDP is only, right?
Yeah, I like them. I actually like DeMonte Williams here too from Illinois. Nice shooter. Assists.
Good floor. He's actually a safe play. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really I like him. He's a very good player. Illinois to me is a team. I'm watching. Yeah, I think they're getting better and better. This team is really rounding into form. They have I think they're a serious, kind of dark horse for the national title, just because they have a couple of really good guards, like we just mentioned, and obviously they have Kofi inside. So this is definitely a team you want to watch. And like I said, Wisconsin, Illinois cannot come soon enough.
Like a 8th-year senior, it seems like to me. It seems like he's been in that team forever, man.
Yeah,
he doesn't shoot much, but I like him too.
Yeah, he's had some nice rebounding games too. So
and he's one of those solid. Like I said, I think he's got a solid floor. He can always decent player in cash, 5K, or he gets 20 points. So if somebody's looking for another piece of that game, I still think it's tough to play somebody with Kofi, but I think he is saving up for cash. He should be able to get you. He should be able to get you 20 DKs. He should be able to get you 4 times his salary. He's been putting up 23, 25. Well, yeah, 13 against Missouri, but he should be able to get you definitely 20 tonight. So, he's a cash play, I guess. Yeah. All right, next game is Oklahoma, Texas. Another game to me. I don't see much DFS here. 126.5 over under. Texas 16 Ken Palm. Oklahoma the 32 ranked Ken Palm team. I'm not messing with anybody from Oklahoma. Nobody. If anybody I like for Texas is maybe Courtney Ramey. He's 4-4, and Ramey's been playing now. I see the last game he's up 30. If I see Courtney Ramey over 30 minutes at 4-4, you got to pay. You got to at least pay attention here. And 18, 25, 26 his last 3 for DK points. Becomes a play. I'm not playing him, but you could probably play him at cash at 4-4 as long as he can get you 30. He's got 30, 32, 38, 36 last 3 games. So Ramey's in play, I think.
Yeah, this is a game. There is one thing I like about Texas, and I do like to bet them first half unders. This one though, I don't know. Oklahoma, they kind of have some games where their pace gets out of control because they love to shoot threes. Oklahoma, 41% of their offense is coming from shooting threes. So, gun to my head, I had to pick something from this game. I'm going to look at some Oklahoma 3-point shooters, but yeah, this just has one of those makings of just one of those ugly conference games, just rock fight. So stay away from me.
I did just see a tweet come out. They saw Kevin McCullough come in without a walking boot on. Now that's not saying he's playing, but it's obviously a move toward positive from McCullough. So just pay attention to that for Texas Tech. McCullough possibly may be playing. Next game, we got two more. And this is probably one of the other biggest game of the night. Bama, Auburn. I'm having trouble finding a lot of plays in this for cash. Great GVP game. Great game stack. We could talk about this for an hour. I'm on one player in this game. I'm all over J.D. Davison at 4-5. Davison, to me, is a core play. Up-tempo game. He should see up to 30 minutes tonight. This is a J.D. Davison type game. Once again, he is a little volatile. He's a kid, but I think he's a top play of this. One of the top plays, especially mainly because of the price. I mean, that's 4-5 is too cheap for Davison. He said he could get some extra minutes, and I'm seeing here, if Alabama goes small to make Auburn play only one of Jabari Smith or Kessler, that's going to be make more minutes for Davison. I like Davison a lot. Is my core play tonight. That's my top play here. But there's a bunch of others. Anybody you see here as like a main lineup type play? There's some good players here.
Yeah, no, this is the best game of the night in my opinion. I mean, this is going to be a real fun one to watch.
Yep.
We've touched on Alabama, very tough team to nail, but I do love that play, J.D. Davison. At Auburn, I'm honestly, this is going to be more of a leverage GVP plays. I'm going to look at Jabari Smith. I
got price.
Yeah, I think he when he performs best is kind of in these high tempo games. I think he's a much better athlete than Kessler. Kessler obviously very good himself, but Smith is a better athlete. I think he'll be able to kind of run with, Alabama's athletes a little better here. That's why I do like him, as opposed to Kessler. I'm also going to look at KD Johnson too on Auburn. Another DP play. He can fill it up. He has some scoring ability. One thing too, though, is very, very good stealing the ball in Alabama. 124th in turnover rate. So not a team that necessarily is going to take care of the ball too much, especially with their guards, some very high turnover rate. So I think this is a game where he can get a good amount of steals. Maybe if I can get 3 or 4 steals from him and, he fills it up a little bit, gives me 15 points, a few rebounds, assists there, might get 30 from him. So at the, 4.9K, like I said, this is a good price play. Love the tempo here. And yeah, honestly, I'm just excited to watch this game itself, but those are going to be my 2 plays from Auburn.
And I think this is the cheapest KD Johnson's been all year, 4,900. So type of game for him. He steals, chucker. So I don't mind him. The problem is right now, especially now with all these guys, anybody back Flanagan, all these guys, the problem is they have that rotation is so deep. They're playing like 8-9 guys on that rotation. That's the problem.
They were sub. I think whatever they were playing South Carolina last week on Tuesday, and it was like within 2 minutes of the game. There's 10 guys that were on the box score. So
I mean, Jabari Smith could take over. He could take over Slate. Got to worry about some foul trouble though. But I love that price at 8-3. Kessler, the same thing. Like I said, great leverage play. He could smash it. We know that Bama does let bigs get to him. So these guys could have huge games. Kessler, Smith, just more GDP plays to me than cash. On his Bama side, also, we didn't really mention, though, I think the three big guys, Ellis, Quinterly, and Shackelford. I personally like Quinterly the best out of the 3 of them, but they're so close. I'm seeing Shackelford getting better projections. But Quinterly's usage is popping up over all those guys now. So I like Quinterly the best, but all those guys, Ellis, Quinterly, and Shaq are all in play. That says there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Now we have like a 156 unless it's changed. At 157 now it is. So great game, great GVP game. J.D. Davis is my play, definitely. I'm all over him tonight.
Yeah.
And couple minutes left. What's the last game? Oklahoma State, West Virginia. We got another one that's probably more of a better game. Real life 135.5. West Virginia 3-point favorite. A couple plays here. Sean McNeil, 5K is probably too cheap for McNeil. I mean, he's a shooter and really had a huge game. I think this might have been his best game of the year against Kansas State. He had 35 DK points, took 15 shots. Yeah, it was by far, actually. McNeil's going to be popular because that price coming out that big game. I'm seeing him recorded in a lot of places. I'm seeing some high ownership on him.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's in my main lineup, but he is a cash play. Usage is like 23% over the last 5 games. But McNeil's in play. Anybody that's jumping out to you on either of these teams for DFS?
Yeah, I mean, this is another tough game. There's a lot of inconsistency, I think, in a lot of these game logs, and just kind of look at different metrics and things like that. There's one guy I do trust, and that is Isaac Lakiki or Lakeli. Anyways, just a guy who provides a pretty high floor here. He does kind of have a little bit of a ceiling. He did have 45 against Kansas. That's a really good performance. 31. He's got some big games later in there. He doesn't really have any goose eggs like his lowest score I think is 15, but he's got a lot of 20s, 25s, 26. So just a consistent player. And if you think this game maybe gets a little out of hand, I think he's a good look. Like I said, I don't really trust anyone in this game personally, especially with so many other ways to look at.
No, I mean, you got Taz is always a good GVP play, definitely. Tough matchup though. Avery Anderson, but that rotation is crazy. That rotation is also long rotation for Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah, you're playing a little bit of roulette kind of in that area,
Yeah.
It's just so
McNeil, yes, McNeil would be the one popular play. To me, it's more of a GPP play, but I'm seeing projected a lot, I'm seeing recorded a lot, and high ownership. Okay, so I don't see any more news. It looks like Wheeler is going to, the latest you saw, Wheeler is probably going to be out. I don't see anything crazy news beside the McCullough not having a boot on. Okay, so what is your play night and what is like your top value play? And then we will get out of here unless anybody has any questions.
Yeah, so I'll give 3. Favorite kind of chalk play here is I'm going to go Oscar T. I think he has a big game. Value play, I'm going to go Cleveland, Florida State, 4.6K. I think that's still very cheap and what you're going to get. And then I think just my kind of favorite overall play, favorite GBP play, we'll call it a little bit of, I think you're going to get leverage here is going to be Kuath from Marquette, 5.6K. I think he's going to have a huge game, blocks. I'm expecting at least 5 blocks. So, yeah, those are my top 3. What about you?
Like Kofi, my top play. Top value is going to be the kid from Marquette, Olive, Max Ennis Prosper, Owen People. He's going to be really popular. Love J.D. Davidson, I said. And I got a couple, I think, sneaky plays. I like Jaylen Wilson. And I like probably my top GBP plays, probably going to be Boots Radford. May end up my cash, but love the Cleveland call. And like I said, I'm probably just going to have my lineup play. And I love Kayla Mills. I hate going to Leonard Hamilton players on my main lineup, but I may end up with the Cleveland and Mills. I love Mills. I think they're in a great spot today. I think it's a great environment. So that is it. 6:30. Oh wow, we hit right on the button. We got a half hour to lock. Said I'm not sure if there's any anything filled yet. I haven't looked yet, but there's a lot of good stuff going on tonight. Go to our Discord. Any up-to-date stuff I'll have in the premium college room. Any news, especially if we're looking on anything from the Kentucky game. And that'll be it. Riley, thank you. Appreciate it. We will be back possibly, I think maybe Thursday for a show. We have a bunch of stuff coming. We have golf coming up, golf show. We're going to do some tennis shows. I said another thing, our tennis is crushing. And I guess that's it. Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Mickey, our producer. And deuces, we're out of here.
All right, see you guys. Have a good night. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. All right.